Hey, these brothers. Let me tell y'all happy New Year's Eve. You know, I look at this more of a Thanksgiving though, man. So I want to tell y'all brothers, thank you for the support. Thank you for y'all that support me in any way that you support me, man. I really appreciate it. I want to share some with y'all brothers this morning though, man. You know how every once in a while, and I know I'm not the only one, right? You know how every once in a while, man, you get these pictures on your phone? And it'd be like memories. It'd be like, you know what? This time last year, this is what you were doing. These are the pictures you were taking. Or this time 5 years ago. Or this time 7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I always get these reminders, man. And to be honest, I don't know where they get these pictures from. Because I'm like, these pictures ain't even my phone no more, right? But I want to tell y'all this, man. As we sit here on the threshold of a new year. As we sit here on the threshold of our new beginnings, right? I want to tell you, brothers, man, that you can't go back. The old world no longer exists, bro. It no longer exists. Meaning whatever you went through in the back, whether it was in behind us, right? Whether it was a lost job, whether it was you and your partners fell out, you and your family fell out, you in a relationship you were in fell out, whatever was back there, man, that you saw that you had to call an audible and do something different. Like there may be some things popping up as we stand on this threshold. I talked about that in the Singular Truth. I said right before you transition into the new, man, you heard all these voices. You hear the knocks on the doors. You'll get the text messages. You'll get all the phone calls. You get all these memories trying to come back and entertain you. But if you were to turn around, bro, and look at that new world, it's not even there. And when I say it's not even there, what I'm saying is you've done to work to get rid of that energy and you created a new. So don't find yourself in limbo, man. It's all about moving forward now. It's all about new beginnings. It's all about stepping into the new world, right? Now, I can't talk about stepping into the new world without talking about Tej Hanley, brothers. I can remember, man, November of 2021, right? November of 2021, man, I was in a stage where I was making a hard transition. I said, you know what? I got to level up. I got to get my money to another level. I got to get some more pounds off my body. I got to get, I got to do some more studying and learn some more. I was in that state, man. And when I tried to do this new beginning, try to start this new beginning, I was pouring energy into changing every single thing around me except for myself. Like the new beginning all starts with self, man. And, and the first thing when I say start with self, meaning started with self-love, man. And I can remember that's the day I started using Tej Hanley. That's the day I said, you know what? I've been pouring into everybody else. Let me pour into myself for a change. And that only symbolized my new beginning. Not only did it make the skin chocolate and silky and caramel brown, right? But it just symbolized a new beginning. I encourage you brothers, man, to get on that boat and try Tej Hanley today, man. That's why I'm glad to partner with them today. Believe me, man, Tej Hanley is the truth. You've heard me talk about them before, and you're going to be hearing me talk about them for a long time because I know the positive impact they've had on my life. Seriously, I don't think some of you brothers believe me when I tell you how much implementing a quality skincare routine will improve confidence in all areas of your life. Tej Hanley makes taking care of your skincare uncomplicated. They provide you with all the products that you need and nothing you don't. I recommend you start with their level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer. Oh, and to make it simple for guys like us, they provide this instruction card in every box that tells you how and when to use each product. It definitely comes in clutch. Skincare wasn't something I always took seriously, brothers, but now I wish I would have sooner. But you don't have to take my word for it, brothers. There are over 5,000 5-star reviews from customers around the globe. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tej Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off of retail price, access to exclusive monthly deals, the ability to pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. But wait, because Tej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click the link in the description box and get 40% off your first order plus a free gift. Don't miss out on this amazing deal. Click that link and get started today. Now, let me be clear on what I mean when I say focus on self, right? Because a lot of people will take that as be selfish, right? I'm not saying be selfish. I'm not saying neglect the well-being and happiness of the rest of the world in order to put yourself ahead. I'm not saying that. That's selfish. When I say focus on self, really what I mean is to focus on your truth. Focus specifically on your truth. You know what I'm saying? Because you trying to help people. You trying to fulfill your New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna tell you this, and I've said it a million times. I've said it in the singular truth. You can't accomplish that unless you focus on self. And when I say focus on self, unless both your higher and lower self come together in union. Self. That's really what I'm saying. Like you can do all the hooping and hollowing and working and doing all these things. If you're still living in two different truths, you're spinning your wheels. You might as well hit fast forward till next year this time and try to do it again. So when I say focus on yourself, man, that's what I mean. Focus on your truth. Focus on the reality you created in your mind. You know what I'm saying? And really what I'm saying is find that level of authenticity that can't be altered. Find that person, find that version of you that doesn't have to change when you go to church on Sunday. That doesn't have to change when you go to work on Monday. They're the same person. Like if nothing else moving forward into your beginning is understanding that your truth is everything. Understand your truth, like understand there's nothing outside of that. And of course, I could go deeper in that and actually spend a whole hour talking about this. But just understand once you find that singular truth, I'll call it what it is. Like the world is actually your oyster now. Like you can actually create what you want. So now that we're crossing the threshold, now that we're going into this new beginning, now that we have this clean canvas. Now that the past is behind us just in smoke and it's us in a new world, the first thing you must do is find that self. The Bible says it a different way. Seek ye first the kingdom. It's the same thing. Seek ye first the kingdom. 2025, midnight. The first thing you should seek is the kingdom. The first thing you should seek is self, and everything else will pan out. Everything else will pan out, brothers. So yeah, find self, man. Find self. And just a side note on finding self, I want to say this, man. I want to say this. And I've said it a number of times, but I don't think people understand the weight that this carries. And I understand every single time I say this, somebody in the comments is going to say, what about this, right? What about like in that midst of finding yourself, man, understanding that there's nobody separate than you. Understanding, we can have certain conversations and we can talk about the enemy. We can talk about all kind of things, Jezebel spirit, all these other entities outside of us, right? Finding self is understanding that there's really nothing outside of you. Finding self is understanding that everything you see, everybody you see, regardless of their race, creed, religion, habits, rituals, they're you. So when I say find self, I'm also saying connect to everything, bro. The most powerful position you can be in. You can't be altered when you live there. You can't be thrown off path when you live there. Yeah, you might go through some stuff, but you'll stay grounded. You'll stay on your square, man, once you understand that you're a part of everything. Again, that's a long conversation that I'm not going to go into today. Maybe tomorrow, right? The second thing you have to understand as far as moving forward is you have to stay present. I'll say it like that. Stay present. Of course, that sounds so, but stay present. When I say stay present, this is what I'm saying. Like a lot of us right now are saying, okay, you know what? In the year 2025, this is what I'm going to do. In the year 2024, these are the things that hindered me. You got to understand that both both of these opposites, both of these points in life can actually work against you if you don't understand them. If you don't understand that both the past and the present is your enemy, because a lot of people understand the past is your enemy. Don't focus on the past. Don't focus on the past. Don't think about the job that let you off. Don't think about the old relationships. Don't think about all these old things. A lot of us understand that. But then a lot of us will say, look toward the future. You should only look toward the future for 5 minutes. You should only look toward the future to get that frequency and then bring it right back to now. Stay in the present moment, because you got to understand that if you aren't in the present moment, it's actually pulling you away from the thing you're creating. The thing you're creating, because either way, whether you're looking forward or backward, what you're saying is, or what you're focusing on is what you are not. Whether it's what you used to be, what you used to experience, or what you've yet to achieve. And you being God in the flesh, and you living as the image of God. If you're putting that energy out of this is what I used to be, this is what I am not yet, that's what you're creating. So it's all about staying in this present moment. It's all about now. It's all about going to that future, getting that frequency and bringing it to here and becoming that. And becoming that and holding that. And holding that in the midst of what you see or don't see. Yeah, you might not see the zeros in the bank yet. Yeah, you might not be down to a 32 yet in the jeans, brothers. You might not be down to that size 8 or that 10 or that 4 yet, sisters. But you in the present moment with that future thought. It's everything, bro. It's everything, man. So stay in the present moment. Still, without leaving present moment, man, I want to say this. I do want to say this. One thing I've noticed that will snatch you out of that present moment is distractions. And normally I could talk about distractions by themselves, but you have to understand how they're connected. You got to understand that when we talk about distractions, all distractions are doing pretty much is robbing you from your present moment. And what I mean by that is, say for example, us brothers, right? We're trying to walk in an upright manner. Like this old version of ourselves, man. Like we used to be out there, living wild and sowing oats or whatever you want to call it, or drinking excessively, or just wilding out in any way, shape, or form, right? And now crossing that threshold, boom, we're in this new reality. This goal of hitting this financial, this goal of hitting this relationship goal, this goal of hitting this health goal. In the future, we snatched it to the present. Now we're living in it. Now, every day we're operating in that I am, right? Next thing you know, boom, 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 the text is coming through. Whether it's the partners, whether it's the old fling from 2 or 3 years ago, something is coming through. Something is coming through to snatch you out of your now. Remember we used to do that thing? Remember I used to do that thing to you? Or your partner saying, bro, remember we used to go to the club, man, all them thotties, whatever. Something is trying to snatch you out. So limit the distractions, man. Not even limit. At this point, eliminate. Completely eliminate the distractions, bro. Because all they're doing is trying to snatch you out of your now. So it's just an awareness, right? It's just an awareness. And I'll say the third thing I will share with y'all, man, as far as let's move to the new world, is make sure you have a plan, bro. Make sure you have a plan. And when I say make sure you have a plan, and I don't want to go through this because I've spoken on this before. I have a whole program on this. Anybody in exit strategies, anybody in the power circle, y'all understand what I mean when I say the 4 levels of becoming, right? Understand that your idea is not a plan. Understand that just because you had an idea to write a book or start a snow cone stand or open up a barbershop or beauty salon or any kind of start a YouTube channel. Just because you had that idea, a lot of people will call those ideas plans and think they're moving forward with this plan without not understanding that it's still just a seed. Make sure you go through the 4 levels of becoming, man, which go all the way from idea to walking in your I am, right? And all the stages in between it, right? Make sure you're actually walking in that. The way to make sure you're walking that is, I would say at minimum, brothers, I dare you to first write it down. I dare you to first write it down. I dare you to write it down, and I also dare you to measure it. I always say this, man, if you aren't measuring it, you aren't moving. If you aren't measuring, you aren't moving. If you aren't trying to double your income, let's say this, if you're trying to double your income and at the end of every month, you aren't getting on that computer and looking at some kind of Excel sheet or looking at some kind of statistics, looking at your bank account at minimum and seeing if it's growing or going down, brother, best believe you aren't moving. Best believe it's just an idea. When you're scared to put it down, when you're scared to monitor it, you aren't moving, bro. You can sit there and eat all the foods. You can sit there and run so many miles you want to. If you're still scared to step on that scale, it's like, brother, trust me, you might have lost a pound or two, but you ain't doing what you said you're gonna do. You said you're gonna lose 50 pounds by the end of the year. If you're scared to get on that scale every 2 weeks, every month, and say, you know what, where am I at? Odds are you aren't moving, man. So I'm saying, brothers, the first thing is generate a plan. You know what I'm saying? Sit down somewhere and say, okay, this is where I am, which is the hard part. That's why most people don't generate a plan. Because to generate a plan, the first thing you got to do is say, this is where I am. I'm going to tell you this, bro. A lot of people, as far as moving forward, a lot of people try to skip that stage. A lot of people just try to be aloof and say, you know what? I see where I'm going forward. No, brother, you first got to analyze where you are on the map. Where am I at on the map? What does my health look like? What does my money look like? What do my relationships look like? Because once I understand the rally point that I've decided to stop at in life, now I can make a plan to move forward. Be honest with yourself, brothers. Be honest with yourself. Say, you know what, man, we've made some mistakes, man. We've been eating bad. We've been spending crazy. We've been doing whatever. Be honest with yourself and say, you know what, this is where I am. And then compose a plan to get it out the mud. Put it on paper exactly what you have to do. Exactly what rituals you have to do. Exactly what practices you have to do. Exactly what time you got to get up. Exactly how late you have to stay up. Put it on paper and monitor it, bro. You got to understand, man. You got to understand. This world is governed by cause and effect. So whatever you put into place, there has to be a result from it. But the thing is, people aren't putting things into place because it's still sleeping right here. It's still sleeping. So I know y'all getting ready to enjoy y'all's festivities, man. I know a lot of y'all finna go out and hit the parties. You and your girlfriend are finna cuddle up by the fireplace and eat marshmallows and give foot massages and the whole shebang. So be safe out there, man. But all I'm saying is, whatever you do, don't focus on the old world. Because the old world is dead. It's dead, brothers. Y'all enjoy. Brothers, don't forget about the amazing deal at Tiege Hanley. Click that link and get started today.